going with that run after a catch.
This is a very strong, not only physically but also mentally strong Vikings team. Even after coming off tough losses, to come out and play Hillcrest and beat them 42-0.
Jake Jensen in that pistol form, handoff to Dane Christiansen for no gain on the play.
2nd down and 10. This is only the Vikings' second down and 10.
Yeah. So
again, this is only the 2nd time the Vikings have been out.
That's true. Looking at the Vikings scheme, it's been a lot of pass and run, just back and forth like that. So that's a nice pass to Easton Fowler, who's covered by number 13, and it was overthrown.
Westlake is rushing 5 nearly every time.
Yeah, and that's something that Bingham also did. They were rushing 4 or 5 almost every single play. And for the most part, it worked out for them. Up until, like, the last sack, they rushed 4 on that play.
Yeah, and that was a very gutsy call.
Yeah, it is, because if you get one guy open, he's gone.
Yeah, and
luckily they were able to get that sack on that play. So Jake Jensen in an empty set, trips to the right, doing a check down, and he will take that run, and he will go to the 50-yard line. He's going. 35-30, 25, hasn't been stopped yet, down at the 15-yard line.
It's going to be called down about the 16-yard line.
And that is a 34-yard run for Jake Jensen.
And that's the thing that I love about Jake Jensen. He doesn't panic when the pocket's collapsing on him. He looks around, gets his reads right, and sees he has no one open, so he takes off.
And that's what you want your quarterback to do. You don't want him to keep going backwards. You want him to go forwards. It's a north-south game, not an east-west game. So he needs to make sure that he is looking for his guys, and if he doesn't have a guy open, just take that. If he finds a hole, he goes. So Jake Jensen passes to the left, and it will be
incomplete. Intended receiver was Easton Fowler, broken up by Talia, by number 22, Talia Taumo Epau.
That is a very difficult Polynesian name to say.
No,
we're gonna give you some pardon on that.
Yeah, that's usually Westlake.
Westlake and Bingham. Bingham has a lot of poly players.
And they're good players.
They are. Yes, they are. So Jake Jensen now. Twins to his left, single man in the back. That man will be Rex Connors, who had a pick 6 earlier in the game. Jake Jensen taking the ball back around the 30.
Going to be a screen play. Very good blocking, and Rex Connors is going to get in. He's now had a defensive touchdown and a receiving touchdown.
And you know what that reminds me of? Do you know who Jabril Peppers is?
I do.
So he played for Michigan.
Yes,
and he played 5 different positions for Michigan. He was a punt returner, a free safety, a kick returner, a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. So six positions.
Rex Connors a flag on the play. It's going to be a holding. So touchdown does not count.
I was getting really excited. I like watching Rex Connors. This is the first season we've been able to see him, and he's done a very good job so far.
Having to win the starting job over a couple other guys.
Yeah. And it's not easy to do as a sophomore, especially when there's guys that know the system a lot better than you do, but they've worked hard. Rex and Porter are hard workers going forward.
Same formation. But not the same formation. They got to trip bunches.
Jake Jensen back in the pocket, passes
straight to
Easton Fowler on the 3-yard line.
He catches it even after being hit very hard by number 13, Ben Morales.
And we've heard Ben Morales' name a lot this game, just within the first quarter.
It's because of the targets.
And he's going straight to Easton Fowler every time, and he's taking what he wants right now. Jake Jensen is taking what he wants.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove has seen a weakness right there. Maybe not sure what the weakness is, haven't really seen it all too much. Is very good defense. Just let Easton Fowler get a little bit ahead of him. I formation right now.
And that's into Rex Connors for an offensive touchdown.
There it is. But this time, I want to see him get a receiving touchdown again.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interception return, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. If he can get
that would be nice to see. I would totally buy into that. I would totally be okay with that.
Pleasant Grove coming out now for the 4th PAT of the game, all theirs, all in the first quarter.
And this game is just I don't understand how Westlake is letting this happen. 2 defensive touchdowns, 2 offensive touchdowns, and they are not able to stop Pleasant Grove at all.
And PAT is good. One thing I've noticed is that it's a very slow PAT for Connor Ecolano. The guys are Westlake is getting in there, even from the sides without jumping over the line.
And maybe it is, but Carson is able to kick it so high that it doesn't matter. It mattered during the Bingham game because they were jumping over our offensive line. But during regular games where the penalties are actually being called, it's super easy for him to just kick it super high, get it over everyone, and get there.
Yeah, and talking to Parker Bayless, again with that Bingham game, how there was only 4 penalty flags thrown the entire game. But Parker Bayless was like, it was a fun game. It was let the guys play.
And that's what I like to see. As a fan, as a broadcaster, I love to see when they're able to play because that really shows how the teams can actually play.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove special teams lines up as if they're getting ready for a marathon. Line drive kick, just barely into the end zone. Westlake wanted to return that.
Yeah, you look at that guy. He's like when he caught that ball, he was mad. He hit that ball. He's like, I wanted to return that.
That's number 15, Fabi Aitken.
I mean, I would be pretty frustrated too if I was in that position wanting to return that ball.
They have not been able to return one single play yet.
So Westlake now on the 20-yard line, and that is a muffed, and that's back another 5 yards for Westlake. First and 15 or second and 15.
It's gonna be second and 14.
I don't like seeing that. I feel bad for the centers. I feel bad for the quarterbacks when that happens. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. It happens quite a lot.
Twins on both sides for Westlake. Tough throw over the middle, nearly picked off by number 16, Wesley. I don't know how to.
Wesley Tuiasoa. That's his 3rd pass block today.
He didn't block it. It was not deflected. Looks like he just rattled it. Got in there, rattled the Westlake defender receiver a little bit to not get it, even though he didn't touch him.
So Westlake here, Twins on each side, single man in the back.
Low snap. Got in there. There's a screen pass, but not able to catch it. Intended receiver was number 24, Andrew Jacob.
And Wynn Fox was right there. If that guy went for it, he was gone. He was going to get him get a big hit.
There's another 4th down for Westlake. Westlake's punt team will come in. This is going to be another drive inside the Pleasant Grove, on the Pleasant Grove side of the ball.
And last game against Hillcrest, the Hillcrest team was not able to get past the 50-yard line for at least half of the first quarter. Maybe
very
more than
bad
that.
punt. It's gonna. They're not gonna. Pleasant Grove's not gonna touch it. It's.
Or
Dane Christiansen's gonna get it, and he's gonna return it for the.
And Easton Fowler with another touchdown.
Pleasant Grove was calling not to touch it. The coaches were calling, don't touch it, don't touch it. But Easton Fowler just saw it. Nobody was going, and he snuck in there.
He was really lucky that he didn't tip that, or that was not going to be good. But good play. Did you see the play where the North Texas player didn't fair catch the ball, but he looked like he fair caught the ball and then he ran for 100 yards?
Yeah.
That reminded me of that. That was North Texas-esque right there. Carson Ecolano lined up for his 5th PAT in the first quarter.
Caleb Campbell was, in a sense, bowing to Easton Fowler on the sidelines. After an amazing and very smart play by Easton Fowler.
And we're only a touchdown away from our score last game.
And this is the first quarter.
And this is the first quarter. Wow. Pleasant Grove coming in, showing out on homecoming night.
Keeping the Pleasant Grove fans happy. That play right there, for any of the fans, not the students, was worth the price of admission.
Yeah. Yep. That's 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 special teams, and 2 offensive touchdowns.
Let's
Think
see if
about
they
that.
can get another
Think
special
about that.
team. Get the triple two. Triple deuce.
So Garza Necolano lining up for the kick right here.
Pleasant Grove having themselves a field day in this game. I really do feel bad for Westlake, though.
I do too. And that punt, again, into a touchback. That's the 4th one, straight into a touchback.
Name we've heard the most so far.
It's between Rex Connors and Dane Christiansen.
Yeah, this game is not so one-sided in us calling names as it used to be.
Yeah, within the Jordan game, it was Micah Tazzioli and Dane Christiansen. Those were the only two. I don't remember calling another name other than like Jake Jensen that whole night.
Well, the quarterback always gets the ball, so don't
Correct.
matter. Sweep play.
Goes
Going to be
off to that
stopped.
left side.
1 yard, number 11, Blaine Ballard on the run.
And a good play there by Westlake. All he had was one man to beat, and he was going to go for that first down. So good job by Westlake being able to get to that left side with that sweep.
And the first quarter is over.
So what do you think so far?
Well, Pleasant Grove has come out and just played their game. Everything has gone right for them, and that is exactly what they wanted out of this game. They just need to come out and play loose and easy. I think what we're going to see is some second team.
Yeah. And that's what happened last game with Hillcrest. They were able to get second team out there really, really quickly with going up 42-0. Pleasant Grove up 35-0 within the first quarter, not allowing any points and not getting anything but points within this first quarter. Their defense has been playing really good. What have you seen from Pleasant Grove that makes you think that this game is going to be more of a blowout than it already is?
Their defense. Their defense has been unstoppable. Westlake has not been able to do anything offensively. They've already gotten 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. All Caden Johnson.
Yeah.
That quarterback. And this quarterback for Westlake is their entire focal point.
Exactly. So we have trips to the right and a single man to the left with a single man in the backfield as well. Caden Johnson trying to change the play here, calling an audible. Hikes it, goes on the right side. Goes out of the pocket, and he will be
going to be a completion over the middle.
And it looks like it goes to the right side over on the 25-yard line.
Mac Dotson was on the pursuit. Mac Dotson almost had him as well.
So Caden Johnson lining up again with a single man. He's got twins to each side. Vikings playing a zone right now.
And he is
stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 43, Jared Shimamoto.
And that will bring out the Westlake punt team. And Caden Johnson is flustered. Seeing him walk to that sideline, he's not happy. He's like patting his legs. He's getting angry. He's not happy with how this game is going so far. And why would he be? A fumble, two interceptions. Some muff snaps, like that. It's just
nothing's
Westlake's
going right
not
for him.
having their game right now.
Nothing's going right for him. It's
a nice high kick. Will be
land
down
out of bounds, right around the 42-yard line.
So what I've seen from this punter so far in the last 2 punts is that his punts go really high, but they do not go far. Mm-hmm. So that can be a really big problem for Westlake going in through the second half, trying to keep Pleasant Grove out of their territory.
Yeah, and this is just showing this. Depending on how this game goes in this second quarter, this may be Westlake's 3rd straight time being blown out.
Yeah. So Pleasant Grove under center pistol formation. 2 men to each side. It's a handoff to Dane Christiansen, and he will go up the middle and will be tackled around the 41-yard line.
Gets stopped. Did not see who made the tackle there.
Sorry, the 39-yard line, pardon me.
Haven't had as much success running as they have in the past with Dane Christiansen in this game.
Yeah, and a lot of it has been just the passing game has been a lot better. Westlake's defensive line rushing 3 or 4 every time has been very, very good about keeping their players inside, but their secondary has been very weak so far.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've seen out of all defenses playing Pleasant Grove is ever since Jake Jensen has been the quarterback, they've always rushed 3 to 4 guys, or 4 to 5 guys, excuse me.
And that would be a loss of 2 on that play. It was a trick play, looked for Rex Connors, and then switched it to Dane Christiansen. Dane Christiansen went to the left side and was not able to get anywhere. So a loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 8. The first third down for the Vikings so far this game. Or sorry, second. So Jake Jensen back in shotgun. Trips to the right side. Jake goes to throw. It's a far throw. And it is caught one-handed by number 3, Dallin Espiritu, on the 2-yard line for the Vikings, and everything is just going their way.
What a great catch by Dallin Espiritu.
That one-handed catch off that right side has happened twice so far this season, and Jake's just such a great arm. That is a cannon for Jake right there. So we're going to show an instant replay of that play right there. And right now that is not working so far. So a handoff in, and that is another Viking touchdown, 42-0.
Wow.
And that was by Dane Christiansen, his second of the night.
That would be his 17th on the year, and that leads the state in all-purpose touchdowns.
And I saw Dane yesterday while I was working, and I was like, hey, you can't fumble the ball tomorrow. You've fumbled 3 times in the last 2 games, bro. He's like, I know. I won't do it anymore this season. I promise. And so far this game, he hasn't.
He's done a really good job this game. Well, I guess everyone's done a good job this game.
So Carson Ecolano here for his 6th PAT.
Blown dead. Let's see what it is. False start on Pleasant Grove Vikings.
So that will push them back 5 yards, but that's just fine for Carson Ecolano.
Yeah, he should be okay.
So that will be at the 7-yard line. It'll be a 17-yard kick for the PAT for the Vikings. Carson Ecolano down around the 15, ready to kick. And he tried to get a man to jump, and he got him, number 85.
That would be Noah Toketa.
And he was called on the false start. That's another one for the Vikings.
Right
now they're looking at their defensive line. I looked at Westlake's defensive line. That man's trying to get him to jump, and he succeeded.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This is the one.
This would be a 30-yard PAT.
That one.
Hold us down.
Perfect
kick. Slice through the cheddar.
That was 2 penalties more than we've seen this whole game.
Carson has had a little bit of trouble getting his kicks into the touchdown for touchbacks, but this game he's had no problem, as all 6 of his so far have gone in.
Especially against Bingham with that defensive line jumping and no penalties being called on that. It was a very big deal for the Viking team.
Yeah. Oh, there's a balloon on the field. And Number 22, Quinn Briggs, goes ahead and picks that up.
And throws it to the side. And Carson's just going to kick that, and it will go for 4 yards. They will stop, or they will go on with the play. Carson with the kick. And that'll go for
Boomer, another
touchback for the Vikings. Someone might want to grab that balloon before someone trips on it.
Yeah.
And there goes Carson to get that balloon. See, having that balloons is a good idea, especially for the festivities of homecoming night. But after that, they should be taken down, in my opinion. So the Vikings, with Caden Johnson, Westlake lining up. Twins to each side. That's a handoff. And tackles down by number 11. And number 11, Micah Tautioli, on that nice little tackle there in the backfield. So it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 19 of Westlake. Single man to his left, trips on the right side, single man to his left. Takes the snap, drops back, pass, and that one is completed to the 31-yard line, and that will be a first down for the Vikings. Or sorry, for Westlake.
Yeah, for Westlake Thunder.
So Matt Smith with a tackle there, going straight through that middle line for a first down. A good pass by Caden Johnson. So Caden takes the snap, rolls to his left, hand off. That one's going to the 40, and that one will be stopped around the 47-yard line for the Vikings, for the Westlake Thunder.
That'll be another first down. Vikings, after having a lot of good defensive possessions, I guess, kind of like struggling here. That's that's twice in a row they've had a first down, and I believe that's their only 2 of the game.
So Caden Johnson with a man left, or 3 trips left, 1 man right.
Handoff, takes it, and Spencer Tautioli with the tackle. Just about a 3-yard gain.
And that ball run by number 43, Jared Shomamoto from the Westlake team. And Micah Tautioli on the kick, or on the tackle. Westlake trips left, 1 single man to his right. Single back in the backfield, that will be number 43, Jared Shomamoto. Caden takes the snap, looks to his left, and incomplete.
Oof.
Overthrew him to his left side.
It looked like a D lineman jumped in the side of that receiver.
That'll be 3rd and 7 for Westlake. 6 minutes left in this second quarter. The Vikings have not scored, which seems rare, but it is 42-0. This was the final score against Hillcrest last week.
And Hillcrest wasn't as tough, but this is a region game, so Coach Wooten badly wants to win this game.
Caden Johnson with a pass to the right side, incomplete.
Just dropped by number 12.
And that is Kainoa Baker on the drop.
4th down, and it looks about 7 yards from the Westlake 49.
And good coverage there by Wynn Fox there on that left side, breaking up that pass and making sure that doesn't come in. So Westlake here for another punt.
Looks like they've got their left-footed kicker or punter out there.
That is number 35, Carter Cohen. That one will be a far punt. Dan Christiansen on the 12-yard line. And he will run 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, another 45, and it looks like hands to the face or a face mask.
Yeah, it looks like he just wrapped his arm around his helmet, which should be called a horse collar, but we'll see what they call. Great run back by Dane Christiansen.
And there's a flag on the play, as we've said before. Not sure if it was a horse collar or a hands to the face or a face mask penalty, but he was taken down. He was taken down quick.
Holding on the punting team. It'll be 10 yards back from the spot of foul. First and down, Pleasant Grove.
So the Vikings not getting the benefit of the doubt there on that tackle. That was a bit of an iffy call, but you know.
A great run by Dane Christiansen nonetheless.
Yeah, it was. So Jake Jensen will have single men on each side with Dane Christiansen in his backfield.
You don't see this very often, but the Vikings have more points than plays have been played so far.
So Dane Christiansen will take that. He will go up to the 45, up to the 50, and will be stopped around the 50-yard line. That will be a gain of 6 on the play. So 2nd down and 4 on the play. Sorry, 2nd down and 5, pardon me.
Right at their 49.
So Jake Jensen back in that shotgun. He's been doing a lot of work from back there when he is passing the ball.
Yes. And he's had almost perfect aim today. Drops back, looks right, throws right.
That will be a drop.
Just out of the reach of Dallin Espiritu.
And Dallin with the last touchdown. Last big play.
Last big play, yeah. And that was that one-handed catch that ended right on the 1.
So Jake Jensen having a very good night tonight. Has 1 passing touchdown and I believe two rushing touchdowns for 2 different players.
And those players would be Dane Christiansen and Rex Connors. Rex Connors has 2 touchdowns in this game, one defensive and 1 offensive.
Correct.
Very rarely do you see that in games.
And Easton Fowler has a touchdown from special teams. So Jake Jensen passes to the right side.
Throws a dime
5.
to Stockton Vinker.
Stockton Vinker
makes a man
up,
miss and gets thrown out of bounds by number 3.
and he will be down out of bounds around the 42-yard line. That will stop the clock with 5 minutes left. It is 42-0 with 5 minutes left, and the first down Vikings on the 40-yard line.
Great catch by Stockton Vinker.
And he was able to get a few yards after that catch, and a very smart play for Jake seeing that man on that right side. So Jake Jensen under center in pistol formation. Men on each side. That will be Easton Fowler and Dallin Espiritu. Jake takes the snap. That will be a handoff to Dane. Dane will go up the middle and will get around 4 yards.
Great job by Dane just powering through, and got to give credit where it's due to the lineman making that hole.
And it looks like it will be 3 yards on the play, down around the 36-yard line. This Viking team has been very good switching in between the run game and the pass game.
Yeah, very, very consistent, very 50-50. They could come out of nowhere.
So Rex Connors on his left with Jackson Hill on his left as well. Jake rolls to his left, and that will be to Jackson, and that will be incomplete.
Oof.
On that left side around the 31-yard line.
Just a little bit out of his reach. He had to dive to even have a chance at that one.
To me, it looked like he caught it, but he probably dropped it on the way down.
Jackson makes it look like he catches everything.
He makes it look so easy.
He makes it look easy.
Every wide receiver on this team, Jackson, Easton, Dallin, Dane, Stockton, they all make it look so easy. And even Rex, being a sophomore this year, makes it look easy. So trips to his left, single man on his right. That would be Dane Christiansen. He will go to his right after motion. Jake will run to his left, checks down. That will be caught by number 32, Porter Connors. It fumbled and then picked up and ran to the 25-yard line.
You do not see that very often either. Porter Connors just drops the ball, picks it back up, and gets 5 more yards.
The thing is he dropped the ball after he caught it, made a football move, and then he kept running, ran back 3 yards, got the ball, and ran forward.
Oh, it's going to be called back, though, with a holding call.
Oh.
That is their third of the game, I believe.
And that's the second within this drive.
Yeah.
One with a punt and one with, one with a PAT. Or no, one with it was with the kickoff. That's what it was. It was the receiving end of the kickoff. So that will be taken down, and the ball will be placed around the 50-yard line. It will be first and 21.
Third and 21 for the Vikings here from their 50-yard line. He's got backs to either side, Rex and Dane Christiansen.
Jake back in shotgun. Takes the ball, drops back, looks forward, and that will be a caught by Jackson Hill. And he will run 10-5, and another touchdown for the Vikings.
Hill, 48-0 for the Vikings here, PAT pending.
And this is a higher score than Hillcrest, and Westlake's a much tougher opponent.
Yeah, they are.
Westlake's just not in their zone, not having their game, and PG is having their way with this team right now.
Coach Wooten mentioned to us that Westlake, looking to get into a playoffs, has to have a region win, and Westlake said they're planning to get one against us, and so we wanted to make sure that we put the beat down on them this game. And so far, it's gone to perfection.
Carson Ecolano with the kick, and that one is good for the PAT.
Perfect.
With 4 minutes left in this first half. So what are you seeing? What as a player? What are you seeing that might be different from my eye?
Everything is executed perfectly. Like, this is the greatest, like, as far as like the play, like how do I say this? The plan has gone for this team. They've executed it to perfection.
Yeah.
Westlake, on the other hand.
And Westlake is showing out surprisingly. The drive from Saratoga Springs is not that far, but for these Westlake fans to show out and come, it's a big deal.
It is.
And right now, the student section for the Vikings is humongous.
Huge. It is.
And they're yelling, "We want Bingham. We had Bingham. We lost to Bingham, but we want Bingham. We want Bingham again, and we want him in the state championship up in Rice Cycles." So Carson Ecolano here on the kick on the 40-yard line. That one is another touchback for the Vikings.
Wow.
And that's his sixth in a row. That's another touchback for Carson Ecolano. Westlake has not returned the ball. They have started from the 20-yard line after every single.
They have not gotten past the 50-yard line yet. They had gotten to the 49-yard line.
And then it got picked off and taken back to the house.
One picking off, and then another one turned over on downs.
So right now on your screen,
Westlake back in the gun, hands it off, and stuffed by middle linebackers, outside linebackers, D tackles, D ends. Almost everyone except for the defensive backs. And Colin Slade, a sophomore, is out there at the near side cornerback, along with Derek Gray out in the far. Colin Slade, the holder for the sophomore team, had his knee buckled yesterday, but toughed it out and came and had a huge play yesterday. Thrown over the top. And Rex Connors with the tackle there. And they get the ball at the 44-yard line after a deep throw.
And within region play, Westlake has lost the last two games 45 and 42 to 7.
Oh.
To Bingham and American Fork.
That makes sense.
This is the most points scored on them this season thus far. 49 to 0 is the most.
It's the first half.
And it's the first half. Hey, maybe they do want Bingham. I'm just saying. Maybe they do want Bingham.
Snap taken, looks left, throws left. Great grab by number 11 for the Westlake Thunder.
And that is... So number 11, Blaine Ballard on the catch. And he is tying his shoe on that left side.
Diving catch, out of bounds, way to get both feet in.
Caden Johnson
Trips to his right, man back, and the guy to his left. Rolls out.
Handoff.
Stretch. And they get past the 50-yard line, down to around the 45 of the Pleasant Grove territory. Looks like a first down.
So
and it will be a first down.
It is a first down. And a good run there by Jared Shamamoto. That was a 6-yard gain and a first down for him.
Westlake with trips left, a man to his right, and a back to his left. Takes a snack, looks left, gets up in the pocket, and is dragged down by Spencer Tatioli at the line of scrimmage.
And good job there by Spencer getting out to that left side and seeing where the quarterback was going. That was his entire play to grab. That was his tackle to grab.
Spencer, not only is he big and physical, well, I think physical is a little bit of an underestimation, or yeah.
Understatement.
Understatement, thank
There you
you.
go.
But he is also very, very fast, along with his brother Micah.
Handoff. Goes to that
taken
right
his
side.
right,
And that is
and dragged
Shamamoto
down.
again on the 3-yard line. Or it'll be, 3rd and 3 on that play.
He dragged down at the 41-yard line, or 39-yard line. And a tackle by Micah Tatioli.
Caden Johnson back in shotgun, trips to his left, a single man to his right, and a back to his right as well. Takes the pass, or takes the
Snap.
snap. That's what I'm looking for. And he runs to that
Another
left side.
tackle by Micah Tatioli.
And he's having himself a game on defense. I miss him on offense, man. I miss him playing fullback.
He did hurt his shoulder. I believe he separated it in the Fremont game. So that's why we haven't really seen him on offense lately. But he's making plays on defense.
Yeah, he is.
One of these games, I'm going to ask him and his brother Spencer to switch jerseys just for a game because no one can tell the difference with their helmets on.
It's true. And they have to get this play off right now if they want to get
Rolls
a
right,
score within the
chucks
first.
it right, and caught and dragged out of bounds, and that'll be the end of the first half. Tackle by Derek Ray.
So a good first half for Pleasant Grove. 49-0 is that final score for the first half. And that one will go down in the books as the most that Westlake has been scored on this season. But the fact that it comes in within 1.5, and the Vikings are going to throw out their backups here pretty soon. Caleb Campbell will come out as quarterback instead of Jake Jensen. They've got chances to score here. With Westlake and what Westlake is giving them, I don't think Westlake is going to be too happy going into this halftime. I bet their coach is going to have a nice little screaming match with some of the players.
Most likely. And the sophomore and JV team lost to Westlake yesterday, which was not very pleasant for those on the sophomore team and the JV team. JV had a chance to win it with a game-tying field goal from just about the 20-yard line and was blocked with Colton Bayless on the attempt.
And right here it is 49-0 going into halftime. We will be back with you before the halftime ends. And enjoy the festivities right now.
Enjoy the drill team.
You guys, the new recruits look pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Really?
life matter? You ready for this? You ready to take control? Are you giving up control or are you taking control? Huh? You know what happens. You know what happens when people don't take control. They get deleted. You ready to get deleted or you ready to take control? Huh?
Hey, Logan?
Yep.
Did you take my chair?
No, I haven't seen it.
While other girls were playing with dolls, I was working on my crossover.
While other girls were fake baking, I was taking the ball to the rim.
While other girls were playing with dolls, I was working on my crossover.
While other girls were fake baking, I was taking the ball to the rim.
While other girls were braiding their hair, I was working on my jump shot.
While other girls were painting their nails, I was working on protecting the rim.
While other girls were worried about makeup, I was working on this.
Yeah, we found out they light the G if you win a state championship, but Cole and I, we took state in broadcasting, but I guess we had to do it ourselves.
You ready?
I guess so.
It's just not the same.
This is dumb.
The basketball players, they're not the only ones that can make shots.
Hey guys, the new recruits look pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Really?
Does your life matter? You ready for this? You ready to take control? Are you giving up control or are you taking control? Huh? You know what happens. You know what happens when people don't take control. They get deleted.
Hey, Logan?
Yep.
Did you take my chair?
No, I haven't
seen it.
Yeah, we found out they light the G if you win a state championship, but Cole and I, we took state in broadcasting, but I guess we had to do it ourselves.
You ready?
I guess so.
It's just not the same.
This is dumb.
The basketball players, they're not the only ones that can make shots.
Hey guys, the new recruits look pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Really?
Does your life matter? You ready for this? You ready to take control? Are you giving up control or are you taking control? Huh? You know what happens. You know what happens when people don't take control. They get deleted. You ready to get deleted?
Hey, Logan?
Yep.
Did you take my chair?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we found out they light the G if you win a state championship, but Cole and I, we took state in broadcasting, but I guess we had to do it ourselves.
You ready?
I guess so.
It's just not the same.
This is dumb.
The basketball players, they're not the only ones that can make shots.
Does your life matter? You ready for this? You ready to take control? Are you giving up control or are you taking control? Huh? You know what happens. You know what happens when people don't take control.
Hey, Logan?
Yep.
Did you take my chair?
No, I haven't seen it.
While other girls were playing with dolls, I was working on my crossover.
While other girls were fake baking, I was taking the ball to the rim.
While other girls were braiding their hair, I was working on my jump shot.
While other girls were painting their nails, I was working on protecting the rim.
While other girls were worried about makeup, I was working on this.
Hello and welcome back. It is still halftime with 4 minutes left in the halftime. Right now it is 49-0. Pleasant Grove leading with 2 touchdowns. Defensively, 1 touchdown with a special teams, and then the rest of them coming from the offense.
They've got, so this is the scoring summary. With 10:16 left, 24-yard interception return. With 6:26 left, a 75-yard interception return. Pleasant Grove's defense had not yet hit the field.
Correct.
First offensive touchdown was on Pleasant Grove's first offensive drive, with a rushing touchdown by Dane Christiansen, which was 16 yards. Then you got a rush by number 4, Rex Connors, for 1. A punt return by Easton Fowler for 27 yards, which the kick by the punter just came off the foot wrong, didn't really go anywhere. Pleasant Grove's coaches were calling the not to touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it, but Easton Fowler saw an opening, didn't bobble it, and went off. That is my nomination.
Do you remember the Boise State BYU game 3 years ago when Tanner was a freshman and Kai Nakua got a pick at the end of the game? They were already up. It was 24-20 or something like that. They were already up, and Kai Nakua got the interception, and then he ran it back for a pick 6, but the whole time Bronco Mendenhall's over there going, "Get down, get down, get down." That's what that reminded me of. I was looking over Easton, I was like, those coaches are not happy with him running this, but he's going to get a touchdown, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I don't remember that game because I don't watch BYU football.
And why is that?
I'm not a BYU fan.
That makes sense.
I'm a Utah State fan.
I respect that. Utah State has a very good season this year.
So,
I respect their football team a lot.
Going back, after the punt return, they had a rushing touchdown for 2 yards and then a 50-yard passing touchdown. I got 2 nominations for play of the game.
Okay, go.
Punt return. And Easton Fowler's catch. One-handed around the defender.
Easton Fowler's catch was good, but it wasn't a touchdown.
Doesn't matter.
To me, it is, right now, it's the 75-yard pick 6 from Rex Connors. And then right after that, I would go with the 50-yard touchdown from Jake Jensen to Jackson Hill. That would be my second. Because if you watch Jackson on that play, the catch was only 20 yards, and he ran that rest of that 30, getting around Westlake's defense. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's the 75-yard pick 6 and the 50-yard touchdown.
I still got to go with the catch. It
was a great catch.
I got to go with the catch. The catch is number 2. The punt return's number 1 for me.
All right.
But let's talk about this. What does Westlake need to do to come in?
They need to get excited about this game. Within the first drive, they were out of it. They were gone. Like they weren't even in the game. So they need to get excited. They need to be in the game.
They need to have a short memory.
Yeah, and what they need to do is they need to stop Jake Jensen from throwing the ball. Because right now, Jake Jensen's having his way. He's having that 50-yard touchdown.
He's 6 for 11.
That 27-yard, the 50-yard touchdown. And then he's had pass after pass after pass for more than 30 yards.
Yeah, and Jake Jensen is 6 of 11 for 147 yards. He only has that one passing touchdown.
Right.
But six completions, 6 first downs. They have 147 yards. Okay, they are up 49-0.
Yeah.
They have,
And this is the most that, that
100 and-
Westlake has been scored on this season so far.
and this is just in
This
a
is
half.
the first half.
Yeah. 147 passing yards, 75 rushing yards for Pleasant Grove, compared to Westlake, who doesn't have 100 yards in either category. 93 passing yards and 55 rushing yards. They have 20 carries.
And if you're Pleasant Grove right now, you need to keep that groove going. Even with Colin Campbell coming in the second half, you need to have that go through and stay, because right now it has been Pleasant Grove plays the first half really, really well, and they get into the second half and they go flat. That's the problem with Pleasant Grove right now. If they can come out in this second half and they can not go flat, they're perfectly fine, and I 100% believe that. Looking at Westlake's stats right now, like you said, there's 55 rushing yards and 93 passing yards, and that's 148 total offense. Pleasant Grove almost has as much passing yards as the total offense of Westlake right now, even though Westlake has 10 first downs. Westlake also has 2 penalties compared to Pleasant Grove's 5.
And
so if you look at Pleasant Grove's 5 penalties,
yeah, a
you
lot
need
of
to
it's
make
been
sure-
holding.
Yeah, so it's been a holding and false starts, and that's all it's been. Those are easy fixes to get into the second half.
They had, 2 false starts on a PAT?
Yep.
So that's 10 yards right there. Take away those.
It's 30 yards just off a holding.
Yeah.
That's it. I think they had 1 block in the back call. I think that was the only other one, though. So, Pleasant Grove, 35 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second quarter. They go 14-14 for the rest of the game. That's 28 points. You're looking at a 70, 80 point game. If they keep with where they are right now, you're looking for a 70 or 80 point game. And for Pleasant Grove, that would be huge.
Yeah. Do you think, how much second team offense do you think we see?
Well, considering that Pleasant Grove was at 42-0 against Hillcrest and throw out their second team within the second half, I believe it'll be most of the second half, if less than that.
What was the score at the end of the Hillcrest? Yeah, at the half.
At half, it was 35-0. So they had that within the first quarter. It was 35-0 within the first quarter of this game, but it was 35 within the half. They got 1 more touchdown after halftime that next game.
Okay. Well, here comes the end of halftime. Where did Brigham go?
So we're getting ready to start this third quarter. Pleasant Grove will receive as they deferred to the second half after winning the coin toss. 49-0 for Pleasant Grove right now. They didn't get their offense out for half of the first quarter, and by that time it was already 14-0, awaiting another touchdown. So Pleasant Grove has been having their way tonight. Looking at the rest of the game, I believe they can keep this running. You're looking 70, 80 points within the night if they go with this half. So Pleasant Grove is just having their way, and Westlake is not taking anything from them. So hopefully Westlake can make this a game here. Right now, they have to be hyped up for this second half. Pleasant Grove has had a hard time coming out of halftime, even if they are up big. So right now, if you're Westlake, you need to take advantage of that, and you need to take Pleasant Grove down. Even just a couple touchdowns will get that momentum back and shifted, and it'll get it to that middle momentum, which is good for Westlake. But Pleasant Grove needs to come out, and they need to play smash mouth football for the rest of this game.
Westlake ready to kick off.
And they're going towards the left side rather than going towards the middle like they've been doing for the whole night.
Yeah, they got loaded with 6 on the near side. Here's the kickoff. That's our first kickoff of the game. Gets to Jackson Hill. He finds a hole and gets to about the 33-yard line. Good return, good solid return by Jackson Hill.
Yeah, and a good return there for Jackson, getting out to that right side and being able to get those 30-something yards, 20-something yards there on that play. So Pleasant Grove here will start at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, 11:30 in the game. So as we go through the rest of this game, it's going to be very difficult for Westlake if they can't get the momentum back. If they can't realize that they're down, and they can't realize how much disruption their disappointment and their frustration is doing. So looking forward, Pleasant Grove really needs to go forward with this game. So another run there for Dane Christiansen on first down into the 38-yard line.
Easton Fowler gets into it with a cornerback, and that was, as Coach Bayless is the receivers coach, he says if a cornerback gets mad at you and tries to punch you, that is his goal, blocking-wise. So good job by Easton's part.
And on that other side, it's number 6, Jacob Halliburton, that is talking with him, and he will go down to the safety. So instead, he will not be able to argue or bicker with Easton Fowler anymore. Dane Christiansen getting up and losing 2 on the play.
That is Pleasant Grove's first negative play of the entire game. And in defense of, let's see, Jacob Halliburton, I mean, it's tough being down by 50 points. Like, there's basically, like, you're just playing for pride now. I've been in that situation a couple times, and it's not fun at all. Jake, empty back, trips right, twins left. Throws it, gets it to Quinn Briggs. Great catch.
And Briggs will be down around the 43-44-yard line. And Pleasant Grove will have their first 4th down of the night. And it looks like Coach Wooten wants them to stay on the field. I believe if you're within a 4th and 1. Oh, I guess they got the first down. I guess they gave it to him. For me,
yeah.
It looked like a 4th and 1, but that's just from my angle right here.
I think they gave him forward progression.
So Pleasant Grove in an pistol formation with a man on each side ready for the receivers. And it's a handoff to Dane Christiansen on the right side, left side, going up to the 48-yard line.
Just about a 5-yard gain. Good solid run for Dane Christiansen.
So Dane Christiansen has had his way tonight, getting a couple of big plays for Pleasant Grove. I was talking to him. He was like, hey, how many touchdowns are you going to get? He's like, 4. And so we have yet to see that.
Well on his way. He's already got 2.
Exactly. So hopefully by that end of the night, Pleasant Grove will be well on its way to one of the biggest blowouts of the season for the 6A region. Jake runs out to his right side, and a pass into number 4,
Rex Connors, and that will be about a gain of 6 inches. They'll take what they can get, though. 4th down for Vikings is what they're saying. It's 3rd down. My bad. I was looking at the far left, and he had his fist up.
So 3rd and 7 from Pleasant Grove. They've been running a lot of pistol formation and a lot of I formation, a lot of empty backfield with trips to his left. And a single man in his back. That's Rex Connors. Westlake in a man defense right now. And Jake will probably stay out here for the next couple drives, and then they'll give it over to Colin Campbell. Jake.
Looks left, throws left. Right to Easton Fowler. Early whistle. The mercy rule is running, as Pleasant Grove is up by more than 35 points, so the clock will not stop unless a timeout is called.
I did not know that rule.
Yeah, we did it to Hillcrest 1 week ago.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that game.
Yeah, the sophomore team beat them 66-0, so we had the mercy rule for about just over an hour of that game.
Wow. And we were at 42-0 for most of the Hillcrest game last time. So Rex Connors taking it up the left, goes down to around the 44-yard line, and will be stopped around the line of scrimmage as well. So no gain on that play with 7:17 left in the game. So ball on the 43, 2nd and 10 for Pleasant Grove. Or sorry, 2nd and 11, a loss of a yard on the play.
Going into the Westlake territory. Trips right, single man in the backfield, which is Rex Connors.
And they're stuffing that defensive line, rushing 5.
Jake rolls out, finds a wide open man, down a spear or two, and he gets into the 11-yard line. Great catch. He was wide open.
And a gain of 23 on that play. And Pleasant Grove has had their way with Westlake's secondary so far this game, with Jake having 147 yards in that first quarter or first half. Sorry.
So just a couple, little more than I can count.
Yeah, almost as much as Westlake's offense has had the whole night. That's normal. That's totally normal.
Dane Christiansen has more touchdowns on the year than Westlake does as a team.
Jake
Play
Jensen,
action
that left
from
side.
Dane Christiansen.
That will be dive for the pylon.
Another touchdown for Dane Christiansen.
So
his
running
18th on the season.
Running the extra point, it's 55-0 in the third quarter. So looking at that run for Dane Christiansen, getting out to that left side, diving for that pylon, that was a great touchdown for them, being able to get that. And
that's huge for the Viking offense. That puts them the game basically out of reach, and that gives Dane Christiansen another touchdown on the year, nearing 20.
That's his 19th this season,
That's
correct?
His 18th.
So
his third on the night.
Dane Christiansen has been the driving force of this team, and Carson Ecalano gets that other PAT. That was his 8th of the night. So it'll be 56-0 for Pleasant Grove.
And Carson Ecalano, 100% on touchbacks, 100% on PATs. Scouts will be looking at that.
And I think right now for Pleasant Grove, looking at the rest of this game, if they can keep that goose egg on the clock, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What happens the rest of the game? If they can keep Westlake from scoring this whole game, that's a big deal. They've only passed the 50-yard line twice this game. So, not letting them in the red zone. That's Pleasant Grove's defense is playing lights out. The student section over there is yelling, "We want Bingham." We already had Bingham, but we want them again.
We should have had Bingham.
We had Bingham,
and we will get them again.
And this time it'll be at Rice Eccles Stadium if I'm not pushing it too far.
And in front of 40,000 fans.
And what a game that will be.
It's huge.
Carson Ecalano here ready for another kick.
Here's the kickoff. And another touchback for the Pleasant Grove Vikings for Carson Ecalano.
And right now, Westlake has not had a return the whole night. And I don't understand exactly what happened. But Dane Christiansen has the chain right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's his third touchdown of the night.
That's the chain.
I'm looking for 4. I'm looking for 4, Dane. I'm looking for 4. Man, I love that chain. I think that's so cool.
Oh, it's so dope.
I think that's so sweet.
I want it one day.
Hey, maybe your senior year.
Maybe. Empty backfield for Westlake. Looks like holding call.
Caden
thrown deep. The nearest guy to it was Rex Connors.
Rex Connors looked like he was on that man pretty tight. Could have been called for a pass interference had it gone the wrong way, but he was pretty tight on that wide receiver. Caden Johnson hasn't had his way tonight, only having 93 passing yards, 9 for 17, and Jake Jensen has thrown 6 passes less and had 50 more yards.
Wow. Well, considering the amount of plays that Jake's been in too, he's been a lot less.
Yeah. Pleasant Grove's possession time has been really, really low so far this game. Caden Johnson running to that right side.
Sweep.
And he will get met.
Too. Throws him to the ground. Great tackle by Dallin.
And he will be met 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 6 on this play. 3rd and 6, sorry.
Bridger Carson out there, number 45. Had a torn, I want to say dislocated shoulder, but he has a padded shirt for that, and he is in. Great to have him back.
Caden Johnson here in shotgun.
Drops back, looks left, throws left.
That one's caught.
That was caught, and Matt Smith is down on the play.
Matt looked like he went for Blaine's leg, and it looks like it's his arm that's hurting him or his shoulder.
He was about 6 inches away from blowing that receiver out of the water.
And he's not happy about this. It looks like his arm, it looks like he's having trouble
grabbing
with
his
arm
right his right bicep, it looks like. And Matt Smith, huge factor for this Viking defense.
He's like, I'm fine. It's all good. We're good.
Matt Smith having a couple huge picks in the past couple games. He had one against Riverton, which was up in the air. Perfect catch in the execution.
And he's had his way tonight as well. Getting those good tackles there in that secondary has been really huge for them. And that this defense losing Matt Smith could be detrimental.
Huge. He along with the Tatioli brothers are one of the biggest hitters on the team. And it'd be huge. It'd be very bad to lose him.
So Westlake with trips to the left side, a single man, empty backfield. Caden Johnson looking for a man. Throws left with his check down. That will be Blaine Ballard, and he will be down around the 44-yard line.
Hey, can you get another close-up on that? Did they take a close-up on Matt? Matt Smith.
It'll be 2nd and 3 on the play. Down on the 44-yard line. A good 7 yards there on that check down reception for Blaine Ballard. Trips right, Twins left. Caden Johnson. Throws to his right. Another throw to Blaine Ballard, and that will be a first down on the 50-yard line, a gain of 6 on the play.
Sorry about our graphics. They're a little bit jacked up right now.
Stockton Vinker there on the tackle there for the Vikings.
But in case you're missing it, it is still 56-0 with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
I'm baffled right now. I can't believe that we're up by this. That Pleasant Grove is up by this much.
Yeah.
So Caden Johnson trips to his left, a single man to his right, one man in the backfield. Play action.
Looks out, throws deep. Oh, nearly picked off by Stockton Vinker.
And he went up in the air to go grab that, and it looked like he hit down both men. He was looking for for Caden Johnson's main man, Blaine Ballard, there on that play again.
And there's Matt Smith just shaking it out. Matt Smith, one of the toughest players in all of the program.
And he doesn't want to stop playing. As a player, you want to get back in. It doesn't matter what's wrong with you. You want to get back in. Caden Johnson. Looking for an audible there on the left side for his coach. Trips to his left, single man to his right, and another man in the backfield just like last play.
Looks left, throws far left, and is caught on his knees.
It'll be down
number 11, Blaine Ballard.
And it'll be down at the 44-yard line there on that reception. Pick up a 7 on that play.
3rd down and 3 for the Westlake Thunder on the Vikings' 43-yard line.
And trips to his right this time, switching it up. One man to his left. Caden Johnson takes the ball, drops back, throws to his left, and that one is caught.
Nice catch.
Number 17, Jimmy Ballard. That must be Blaine's son.
Yeah.
Or son. Brother. We're going to go with brother.
I'd rather go with son.
Pardon me. A little bit of miscommunication there from my part.
We would like to be beating Lone Peak by this much, but it is not the team we're playing.
Hey, it's likely that we do, honestly, with the way that Lone Peak has been playing this season, with the way that Pleasant Grove has been playing this season. I can see that score at the end of the game.
There we go. Lead sweep for number 13 and taken down by Noah Burbridge.
And that'll be down around the 34-yard line.
Burbridge.
And if they get, this might be the first time they get in the red zone.
It might be. Number 68, Russell Hughes in there. Russell, one of my good friends.
Right now, it is 2nd and 5 from the 33. So Caden Johnson back in shotgun, trips to his left, twins to his right. Takes the ball, drops back, scrambles
out of the pocket, runs, gets a fair amount, and taken down by Carson Livingston.
And that's the first time they're in the red zone this entire game. It doesn't happen until the very, very end of the third quarter. They stop the clock to move the chains, and that's about it. Pleasant Grove 56-0 right now.
56. I can tell they want a shutout.
Caden Johnson has twins to each side. Handoff.
Handoff up the middle and taken down by Derek Denny and Noah Burbridge and Stockton Finker
and the rest of the Viking front.
Just about everyone else. Matt Smith back in the game. Looks like it was hopefully just a minor injury. He's just shaken up.
So 2nd and 7 on the play right here.
Let's see if they get the play off before the third quarter ends.
Caden Johnson has a man behind him, trips to his left, a single man to his right. Handoff, goes up the middle, up to around the 13-yard line, and that's the first time within the 20.
Good run for number 43.
Jared Shamamoto.
Yeah.
And I've been able to say his name a few times within the night. He's had some good runs for Westlake, has been their main rusher, having 55 yards within the first half.
So Pleasant Grove scoring their high for the year with 56, and Westlake with the most they've given up in the entire season. So it's really like polar opposites for both of them right now.
And what are you looking for in this fourth quarter if you're Coach Wooten to go forward? Are you looking to put in Colin Campbell?
Caleb Campbell.
Caleb Campbell.
Yeah, just like get as many reps to the people who normally don't get them just for varsity experience. I mean, it looks like they've got this game put away.
Yeah, I totally agree. And looking at this night right now, my player of the game so far, Dane Christiansen. That's 3 touchdowns.
That's 3 touchdowns, but also you got to look at Rex Connors with a touchdown on offense and defense.
And right now, going into this fourth quarter, I kind of want to see Rex Connors get a special teams little touchdown.
That would be awesome.
Get that triple crown there. That would be sweet.
Definitely.
So who's your player of this game so far? Is it Rex Connors?
For me, it is Rex Connors, but also Jake Jensen has maybe thrown 5, 6 incompletions the entire game.
Caden Johnson here on the 15-yard line. And he will go up the middle.
Gets ripped down by, looks like there's a fumble, but is recovered by a Westlake player.
I didn't see who was on that run there. I believe it was the quarterback, Caden Johnson, that went straight up the middle with a nice little quarterback scramble on that right side.
Number 89, Josh Hutchins, getting taken out of the game. It looks like he hurt his left arm. He's a huge presence at a defensive end. He's had about 20 sacks on the year. No, not 20 sacks. About 7 sacks on the year. Sorry.
And Josh Hutchins is a great guy as well. I mean, you talk about him as a football player, but getting to know him personally, to me, he's a great guy.
He really is. Looks
Westlake
like
will take their timeout as the clock goes to 0. Westlake team, the first time in the red zone, around the 4 or 5 yard line.
Got to his left, single man, and tight end on the right. Looks like a halfback stretch. It's taken down by the Viking defense.
And another run there by Jared Shavamoto, and he's had himself a night having a good running game so far.
He's had a really good running game. Here, this
Was Hillcrest not the game that they got to go to the state tournament?
So you have to have a region win to get
Okay.
state.
So if they would have ended up beating Bingham, then they would have gotten that
Yeah,
automatically.
so the Bingham's in the tournament, AS in the tournament.
And now Pleasant Grove will be in the tournament. 10 minutes left, and Pleasant Grove hasn't seen the field for almost a quarter now.
Yeah, it's been a very long time to drive to Westlake. Westlake with trips right, sends out their halfback, out there two, block, looks right, throws right, incomplete. This will be fourth down.
If you're Westlake here, you go for it. In my opinion, that's what you do.
go for it.
You have to go for it. You have to get points on this board. If it's a touchdown, that's great, but you need to score right here. Especially, it needs to be a touchdown. There's no question. It needs to be a
If
touchdown.
they want any chance to get back in this game, they have to get going. Trips to his left, takes snap, looks left, rolls left, looks to scramble, thrown up in the end zone, and batted down, hit by two Westlake players and out the back of the end zone.
And it'll be turnover on downs. Pleasant Grove gets to keep their nice goose egg on that scoreboard.
Yeah, I believe that they're going to send in their mass subs.
So we got 10 minutes left. The clock should be running here again pretty soon as the mercy rule is in play. So Pleasant Grove will start this drive on the 6th, the furthest back they've been all game. They have not started a drive from the 6th at all of the season, even past the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they haven't really been punted to in any way. Or yeah, they've been punted to, but they've had Colton Bayless and Kate Bishop out there, that sophomore receiver. And Caleb Campbell and a quarterback. And one play. That one's definitely on hold.
Hey, we like to make fun of our guys here. Colton Bayless is a part of PGSN. Of course, not being in here due to being with the football team right now.
Now we know where his priorities are.
Yeah, I mean, broadcasting or football. I mean, his team is a coach, so... Or his father is a coach, sorry about that.
Yeah,
So
his dad should know about that.
Yeah, I mean, broadcasting is where it's at. Everyone knows. You know, we don't get quite as much hype as everyone else, but it's where it's at. So if you're a sophomore or junior watching this game, join Pleasant Grove next year, or Pleasant Grove Sports next year. We have a whole bunch of fun. We go to every single game. Yeah, if you're a freshman, I mean, totally come. So yeah, just talk to our main man, Russell Mayo, and you can get straight through. So Caleb Campbell starting here from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, both sides, back, Jake Maldonado. They motion, Kate Bishop out the near side, hand off to Jake Maldonado. Tries to get upfield, gets it out.
Jake Maldonado hasn't been out too much all night. I normally but he hasn't had any big play or any kind of touchdown. Normally within the night he has something.
So Caleb Campbell back to the guns with Jay Maldonado back there with him and wins both sides. They motion Colton Bayless. It is a designed run for Caleb Campbell, and Caleb gets up the sideline, tries to make a man miss. That is about a 20-yard run for the backup quarterback. He is in my board. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, looking at that, there was a play against Hillcrest last game where he was at around the 30-yard line. He got to the other 30-yard line.
Oh,
when he explodes, he explodes. He's a very explosive player.
He really is. We run Scout O at practice. He always runs all over the
He seems like a fun player to play against.
Oh, he is.
Because I mean, you get a hit on him, and it's like, finally, we got you down, you know?
Yeah. Richard Carson with the run there. It's about 2 yards.
So if you're Pleasant Grove, you're looking to wind this game down, have no injuries for the night. Right now, Matt Smith is the only injury that we know of, but we don't even know if that's very serious.
Yeah, he went back out, and then Josh Hutchins came out with a arm injury. but he went right back out.
So Caleb Campbell here getting quite a lot of playing time with these Pleasant Grove blowouts. Jaden Maldonado
with the run, breaks the tackle, and gets up, gets a first down for about a 10, 12-yard run. Good play by Jaden.
With a first down for the Vikings. He gets the ball out to the 46-yard line.
Pleasant Grove starting now at the 46. This is the most first downs we've seen from Caleb Campbell here as he comes out as the second team. So far in the season, only coming out in 2 or 3 games.
Caleb Campbell back in shotgun, twins both sides with the back. They motion Caden Bishop, and he gets the handoff.
And he'll run up.
Gets a good gain of around 6 yards. Great run by Caden Bishop, the sophomore.
That was a nice little jet sweep coming around that backside and getting that 7-yard gain. Jake Jensen has twins on each side for him. Or sorry, Caleb Campbell. Wow, I'm so used to saying Jake Jensen, man.
They motion Colton Bayless again, and he gets the handoff.
And instead of
arm and gets taken down for about a 4-yard loss.
Come on, Colton. Come on, buddy. We love you, but you need to get some yardage here. Come on, man. Oh.
Caleb Campbell brings in the ball here, or the play, along with Bridger Parker in a running back. Pleasant Grove in Westlake territory, or in their own territory, just around the 48-yard line. Run to Bridger Parker. Good game for him.
Taken down around the 45-yard line.
Just about a 4-yard gain. Good for Bridger. This will be, it looks like their first punt of the game. We have a Westlake player injured. Looks like number 21, which is Aiden Goodwin. You hate to see that in blowouts.
And Westlake down, taking a knee for the respect of their player, as well as some Pleasant Grove players as well.
Dyson Ferguson sitting on the bench there. He's got his beanie on alongside Joel Howard and Riley Bellback.
What's the chain?
Is the chain out?
It used to be on Dane Christiansen.
Yeah, it's been on a couple different people. Hopefully his injury is nothing too serious.
So like we said before, Aiden Goodwin down on the play around. He's right now around the 48-yard line, and this is both teams showing good respect for the player.
6 minutes left in the game. Pleasant Grove looks to put this one away as a shutout.
Pleasant Grove had a rough time on that last drive for Westlake, stopping them on 4th and goal. And keeping that goose egg up there.
Yeah. As a coach for Westlake, I personally would run the ball in that situation. As you're so close, I believe they were on the 5-6 yard line.
And we're getting word right now that Lone Peak is up against Bingham. It's 10-7. That's a low scoring game.
Yeah, that is really low scoring for a Bingham game. much time is left?
6 minutes.
So Lone Peak beating Bingham after losing 3 games.
They've lost to AF. They lost to Skyridge. They lost to Highland, a team up in Salt Lake. So that would be a huge win for Lone Peak.
Hey, that means that Bingham is beatable. It's currently
10-7 with 8:31 remaining in the third quarter.
So it's barely over halftime. I believe that, Bingham's too good to lose right now. So,
But you never know.
Also, don't forget to stop by 7-Eleven after the game. Show them your hand stamp to receive a free small hot chocolate or small Slurpee. 7-Eleven.
so Aiden is still down, and American Fork winning 49-0 against Granger.
Oh,
so
that's understandable.
I mean, that's understandable. They beat Lone Peak last game 51-21.
Yeah, that
last
was
week.
American Fork looks very tough in this region this year. Aiden Goodwin walks off the field with the trainers. Dane Christiansen back deep to punt. Just around 10 yards back.
So 4th and 3, Pleasant Grove will take Dane Christiansen and will punt for the first time this night.
Yeah, this is wild. Good snap.
Nice, good punt.
Good kick.
And that goes around the
Block in the
15-yard
back.
line.
And it rolls
down at the 5.
Down at the 5. Great punt by Dane Christiansen. Down by Stockton Vinker. I have to go up against that kid on scout punt return, so you're welcome.
And why? So what happened? Why are you not being able to dress right now?
Sophomores did not do very well in their game yesterday, and Coach Wooten wasn't very happy about it. And then also after our weights period, we had some kids messing around on the sophomore team, so that's part of the reason. Blocking the back on Westlake, and so it's going to be half the distance to the goal from the 5. So at the 2.5-yard line, Westlake gets to start their drive with 5:36 to go.
And Pleasant Grove will be looking for a safety here going into this drive.
Yeah, no kidding. Westlake takes a snap. Bridger Carson in there, and it looks like no gain on the play. Colton Bayless in there too. Looking good. Caden Bishop at the near side corner.
So as we hit 5 minutes, Westlake does not look like they're going to get anywhere close to beating Pleasant Grove. Right now the score is 56-0.
Second and 10 for Westlake.
What's the main part of this win right here? Is it the offense? Is it the defense?
All around everything. I mean, defense scored our first 2 touchdowns. Drops back, looks right, throws right. Tackle by Derek Ray out of bounds.
Baker with the reception and a first down for Westlake.
So Westlake getting that first down. It'll be first and 10 from the 11-yard line. Or sorry, the 16-yard line. Wow, I am struggling right now.
We all have our times.
And a pass to that left side and almost picked off
by Cam Niswander. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Newenswander?
Yeah, Newenswander. You say it from now on.
No, I think it is Niswander. Because there's no N after that. So I think it is Niswander.
Niswandr.
A-N-D-R. So it would be Niswander.
Niswander.
Yep.
We just call him Cam at
we
practice.
we can say names.
Definitely.
Caden John, or sorry, they put in their backup quarterback.
Halfback draw, and he's
going.
He is a fast kid.
That's some explosiveness. He got from that 10-yard line back, or the 15-yard line back there, and he just like ran.
Yeah.
And there was no one that was looking to stop him until getting to that.
Yeah,
that
on
nice tackle
scout
there.
or watching film, he was their fastest player for their JV team.
I'm surprised that they haven't sent him out more if he's that fast, and maybe
no
could have
kidding.
given them a little bit of a leg up, but it's too late now with 3 minutes left.
Ethan Morley out on the far side. It's one of my good friends, outside linebacker.
So Caden Johnson has trips to his left. Take the pass, and that will be overthrown.
Overthrown, yeah.
To number 9, Braxton Ashton.
And number 83 is the sophomore quarterback, Evan Robinson. Threw me the ball yesterday. I like that kid.
It's always good when you can play on a team and then see them in another varsity game right after that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really cool. Brooks Winterton out at the far safety. Had a catch yesterday in the sophomore game.
So what do you think of this game so far? It's coming to the end. We've got 3 minutes left.
It's exactly what we need again against going against
What do you think?
Fork next
What do
week.
you think it's going to be like against American Fork? American Fork's had good wins.
They've had really good wins. I think it's going to be
scores. I think it'll be close.
I'm not sure it's going to be quite as fun as the Bingham game.
Right, but I think it'll be good.
But it'll be a really good game.
I think they can beat AF. I think they will beat AF. I think they can win the rest of the season.
I think they can win now, and Lone Peak is looking really tough.
I mean, yeah, with that game against Bingham right now with 10-7, and I mean it's only in the third quarter, which means Bingham can come back. And Bingham's been having a tough time this season. I don't understand, but they're not the force that they were last year.
Drops back, looks right, almost picked off by Derek Ray. Oh, I am gonna give him some crap for that one.
So it'll be 4th and 10 from the 29-yard line. And Westlake will punt again with 2 minutes left. And it looks like that will be the game.
I think
it'll
it will
be 56-0.
They got their right-footed punter out there. And they have, who's that back deep to return? They have Caden Bishop out there to return and Colton Bayless. So hopefully it goes to Colton. And
it's a nice far punt, and that'll go to Colton.
Oh, he's
calling
fair catch that
fair
one.
catch. That'll be down around the 14-yard line.
14-yard line.
So
and
1:45
they'll
left.
Go out and run out the clock.
So will the clock stops while the teams are getting set, and then after that it just runs the rest of the time?
I believe so.
So it'll be pretty quick here, going pretty quick.
Pleasant Grove with the ball with 1:45 left in the game. They got the ball at the 14-yard line. They have Caleb Campbell out there at quarterback, Colton Bayless at receiver, and Kane Bishop at receiver. Bridger Parker at fullback, and Corbin Medeiros at running back.
So Corbin will take the ball up, and he will be down at where he stands.
They'll basically run 2 more plays, and that'll be the game.
This is the biggest win for Pleasant Grove this year, and it's the most that Westlake has been scored on this year. And this is 2 straight scoreless games for teams against Pleasant Grove. 42-0 last week and 56-0 this week. I was really looking forward to another 3 or 4 touchdowns, but
Yeah, but
you got to give it to Pleasant Grove. This
yeah.
has been their win. This has been their game, and everything has just gone correctly. So they will run the clock until it goes to 1.
Counter for Corbin Medeiros. Pushes the pile up towards the 19-yard line. And that'll be it, it looks like. Yeah, that'll be the game.
Pleasant Grove wins 56-0 against Westlake. I am Cade Forrest.
This is Brigham Ray. This is a huge win for Pleasant Grove. It's their homecoming game. This gets them into the state tournament, and it's a pump. It's just a huge game for them. Big momentum going up against American Fork next week.
And we will be back next week again on Friday night. This next game will be at American Fork, and Pleasant Grove will take another win here, advancing to the season to 4-2.
4-2.
4-2. So we thank you for watching this broadcast of PGSN, Pleasant Grove and Westlake. Have a good night, and welcome back next week.
Thank you.